Welcome and good morning, everybody. Well, we're back here at Pomona Swap Meet, the largest automotive swap meet on the West Coast. When they say it's the biggest in the West Coast, they are not lying. I have personally worn a pedometer, walked every aisle, the Volkswagen section, and the majority of the car show, and I think that day I did about 11 miles. So it's very, very big. Now this day it was scheduled to rain, so you are gonna see a lot of empty spaces where there should be vendors. But let's go ahead and walk through it, see if we can find anything good. Towards the end of the video, we'll walk through the car show because there's always beautiful cars out there. And let's get going. As big as this car show is, it can be very overwhelming. But you gotta have a keen eye to search for the part that you're looking for. As you can see, there are plenty of parts all over the floor. A lot of this is Chevy parts, a lot of lowrider parts. I'm looking for engine parts, MSD stuff, parts for a Ford, which is hard to find, not because of the vendors. Ford parts are just hard to find. There's a lot more Chevy parts out there in the world. So when you're looking for Ford, you really got to pay attention. And it might look like I'm just skipping here and there, choosing what to look at. I am actually looking at everything. It's just that when it doesn't catch my eye, I just skip it. But see, like here on the floor, you see some turbo kits for a Volkswagen. I have a Volkswagen, but I'm not working on that right now, so we're gonna move on. But as I keep looking, you see a lot of toys, a lot of signs, a lot of toys, a lot of signs. For it being an automotive swap meet, there's a lot of that stuff going on. A lot of Chinese tools. That's a cool wagon. But there's a lot of cool stuff to see. I know I complain about it, but I keep going because you will find stuff. So you just gotta keep an eye out while you're out here looking, and you will find what you're looking for. I know sometimes it looks like somebody's garage just vomited all over the floor here, because you see a lot of parts, and I mean, to a lot of people this is just junk, but to car guys this is gold right here. A lot of the guys that come and just throw parts all over the floor, those are the guys, they're just trying to get rid of their stuff. So many times you get great deals. They're just trying to get rid of their parts to get more parts. It looks like you need, believe it or not. But as you see here, all those center consoles, they're worth money to somebody, not to me. But you know, like I said, everybody's looking for something different. There's a bunch of chrome parts on the floor, a bunch of hubcaps, old vintage stuff that is very, I mean, now it's impossible to find any of this stuff. Look at that Impala though. My goodness gracious, that is one beautiful car. They don't make cars like that anymore. Now you see these parts behind this chicken wire? It's for their protection. Because unfortunately people do steal at the swap meet. But these parts right here are NOS, new old stock. Meaning they're brand new parts. Brand new parts that never got sold back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever year these parts are from. But these are brand new parts. And they're just accessories, mirrors, dashboards, stuff that you need to restore your vehicle. And it's cool to have that stuff because it's not remanufactured, but you are gonna pay an arm and a leg for them. you will have to spend a lot of money on those parts. Now I'm a sucker when it comes to the chrome trim. I got a 64 Fairlane wagon that I've been looking for this fuel cap trim forever. Every time I see fuel caps, I stop by just in case they might have it. I think I mentioned in the past, that thing must be made of unobtainium. And I don't know where Wakanda is, so I don't think I'm ever gonna find it. But like I said, I'm a sucker, so when I see the chrome trim, I always stop to see if maybe I'll get lucky. Here, there's a bunch of Ford parts, so I kind of just quickly searched through it. None of it was Ford Fairlane parts. It was a lot of Mustang stuff, Cougar, I think Galaxy stuff. So it was a quick look, and then kept moving. Now this was pretty cool here. For all you Land Cruiser fans out there, I'm one of them. I have a FJ40 that I'll show you in a video sometime. But here is a complete FJ40 body. Zero rust. If you've ever worked on one of these Land Cruisers, you know that rust kills them in the corners, down by the gas tank, because you're actually sitting on the gas tank for these Land Cruisers. So you can't find them, and they're very rusty. And the original ones, oh my goodness, they are way overpriced. In saying that, I do have one that I didn't pay too much for, but it was expensive. But it's cool that you can get a whole body like that, and you can put whatever you want under it. Any chassis, any engine. It actually sometimes works out better than buying the stock one and ripping everything out and replacing it with modern components. You will also find some cars for sale in the swap meet house. That's a really solid start to a project right there, that Chevy. And it was for sale. And here I go again, being a sucker for chrome trim. One day I'm gonna find it. I'm telling you, one day I will find that part. As you're walking through the aisles in the swap meet part, you will find a lot of cool cars. This Biscayne right here has an LS swapped engine in it. I think it has AC. It's got modern gauges. It's got the right look, the right patina look to it. I mean, it's a cool car. And you'll see them scattered around the different booths or the different where the vendors are. It's cool to see because these are all project cars. You know, people are working on them while they're driving them, and it's just nice to see, you know, projects like this that are under construction, I guess you would say. How much for this beautiful car?
20 or best offer?
20?
20 or best offer? Hey, what year?
What barn was it in?
60.
Wow.
In a barn.
Here's something new that I've seen at the swap meet that I hadn't seen in a long time. But all these cars that are sitting right here, these are all parts cars. I guess they own a big junkyard where they have a bunch of vintage cars. You can actually take parts off of those cars. We'll walk around the other side right now and I'll show you all the parts that they have that they've taken off. So all these parts here on the floor, this is their stuff. This is from their junkyard, stuff that they've taken off. But I've actually seen people cutting like whole quarter panels and whole like halves of those cars that are sitting on the other side. They're just cutting them up or taking the part they need, pulling fenders off of it. It's kind of cool because, you know, we would do that at the junkyard anyways. And the cars are already there and, you know, they're available for parts. So people start taking stuff off of them. It's kind of cool to see that at the swap meet. They also brought a bunch of complete cars that they were selling. Now you can't take any parts off of these. They were all pretty solid and pretty complete and for sale. Here they had a lot of Impala parts and this 1958 convertible Impala. That thing is beautiful. In my opinion, one of the most beautiful cars ever made. Here you got a project car. Anybody need a project? I certainly don't. I got plenty of them. But here you got one if you need a project. Mostly there, had a bunch of work done to it. They already C-notched the frame, got an aftermarket fuel tank. I think the front end was done also. So you find a lot of cool stuff. You know, if you don't need a part, you need a project, they're here. You just gotta come and pick it up. Now these parts right here caught me a little off guard. You don't recognize how old you are to when the cars and trucks that you were driving when you were 15 and 16 are now vintage vehicles. Here you got a bunch of 80s Nissan and Toyota parts, little Mazda dash sitting on the floor right there. But it's kind of cool to see that those cars that I once called new are now old cars, and you see parts for sale. Now, if you really want a car and you can't afford it, you can buy it as furniture. I guess it's better than nothing, right? Okay, here we go. Some proper used race car parts. Some new, but a lot of these parts are used. And that's what I expect to see at the swap meet. Here's another thing that's gotten very popular at the swap meet is signs. Street signs, Rite Aid signs, gas signs, just all kinds of vintage signs and modern signs. They're all over the swap meet. It's big business now. And a lot of these people are cashing in. Here's a whole bunch of Ford parts. I know this guy. I think his name is Dave. And he has a lot of cool vintage Ford, mostly Fairlane Ranchero stuff. But he has a lot of it. I mean Galaxy, not Fairlane. And he, look at all of the stuff is in really, really good shape. And very reasonable with the prices. Yep.
Hi, YouTube.
Well, swap meet was pretty disappointing on my end. I didn't really find anything that I wanted or needed. But let's go take a look at some of these cars and try to salvage the day. Looking at the deal of the day, right?
Yes, I got everything for it. Quarter skins, I got flipped over at a body shop, pulled it out yesterday. Just decided I'd come here while it's on the trailer.
What are you asking for it?
15 OBO. I got all the skins, I got all the things to replace the metal. I took it to a body shop, sat for 7 years, took 5K, didn't get anything back, and I'm just trying to wash my hands of it, you know?
Right.
So if I get my money that I paid for it when I'm into it currently, I'm happy because I got a Roadrunner that's going to. I got other cars that this money can go into.
You got a new metal for it, or is all?
Yeah, skins are in there.
Oh, okay.
So I got an extra roof, floors.
Quarter panels?
Yeah, quarter panels. One's already kind of riveted on the other side.
Oh, okay.
The other's right there, just showing. Everyone just kind of assumes that it's just like there's a lot more to it. I got a lot of parts for it.
Right.
I just tired of it.
Well, thanks again for joining me. Like I said, this swap meet is enormous. The car show is crazy. You can see how packed it is. There was thousands of people there. If I would have recorded, actually, if I would have shown you everything I recorded, I mean, I don't know how long this video would have been. But either way, thank you for joining me once again. If you like the content, if you're enjoying it, please like and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Really helps me out with that YouTube algorithm. And I'll catch you on the next one. But go ahead and enjoy my drive out of the Pomona swap meet. That's my El Camino right there. Running super rich, probably making everybody cry, but it runs, right? Anyways, thank you for joining me.